Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the world, but instead be transformed by the renewal of your mind. How does this fit Hermetic teachings? It's coal in a diamond. It's how do you turn this into diamond? You're transforming yourself. Essentially, in alchemy, when you're breaking a habit, when you're changing certain character attributes of your avatar, you are turning lead into gold. What's funny is, with alchemy, when you turn the coal into a diamond, before you encounter alchemy, you don't know how to do this, right? We're just using hypothetical, right? In a hypothetical situation, before somebody encounters the information and knowledge and wisdom of alchemy and Hermetic teachings, you have no idea about it. Therefore, how could you turn coal into a diamond? Okay, so now, once you acquire the information, your mind has changed. Now you can turn coal into a diamond, right? This is all metaphor, but let's look at how it's applicable. What's actually taking place? Did the coal change or did you change? It's all telling you that you have to change. You have to get to a place where you see things differently. Only once your perspective changes, right? Which is biblically, in biblical accordance, once your perspective changes, that is the renewal of your mind. Now, what y'all need to understand, it works both ways. You can renew your mind in a positive direction, or you can renew your mind to be more negative. How are you renewing yourself? How is alchemy going for you? When you don't conform, see, the world don't want you to be able to turn your coal life into a diamond life. This is why we got structure, system, and why most of the world is living paycheck to paycheck, while a lot of people are poor, while a lot of people are struggling, while a lot of people are teetering the fence of, on one bad day, could set your finances in your life into a sink, turn your whole situation to a sinking ship. You see what I'm saying? The world don't want you to have that ability, but once you do, and you transform your mind and transform yourself, the world turns from coal to a diamond to you, bro. It goes even deeper, though, because if you look at biblical scripture, you know, if you follow Jesus or follow any of these teachings, you already know that everything in the world is already yours, which further supports this perspective of it's all perspective. You see what I'm saying? You everything is already yours. And essentially, that coal was already a diamond. You just needed to be able to perceive it to be. Because I'm going to tell you something. If a thing wasn't already a thing, it can never become that thing. So everything already is. It's really just about where you sit at the table. You understand? This is Hermetic teachings and how it correlates between biblical teachings. This is how you know they don't just have astrology in the Bible and psychology. They have ancient Hermetic teachings. They have ancient teachings out of different belief systems. And Christianity, on some level, is actually conducive with voodoo on a certain level, in terms of when you get into spiritual teachings and the spiritual deities. See, voodoo is a spiritual belief system that really encompasses a lot of interaction with spirits, right? It's a spiritual belief system, just like Christianity, which is why in Africa, voodoo practitioners are actually Christians, and even some Christians in America actually practice voodoo. It's because it's not one of those things where you can only be one or the other. You can be both. And when you look at how in the Bible you're dealing with spirits, angels, demons, things of this nature, and you look at voodoo when you're dealing with spirits, demons, trickster spirits, all of these things, right? In voodoo, you're praying to whatever deity you're praying to take the wheel and bring out a certain outcome in your life. It's the same thing with the Bible and Jesus going to Michael going to, Gabriel, whoever y'all praying to. It's literally the same thing. And you can see what the Bible was born out of. It was born out of man, first and foremost. Yes, it was spiritually led and intuitively led, but it was born out of man. And back in those days, certain men were involved in different types of Roman Templar Knights. You know what I'm saying? You got the Masons. You got the Hermetic teachings. You got astrology, psychology. One of the things y'all also got to keep in mind about the Bible and why you should know for sure, because let's take King James Version. King James and them couldn't read, bro. Back in the day, they had scribes and shit to do that. So they would have poets and artists and scribes write out these laws, write out this story, this narrative. They would present it to the king. Back in the day, the church had to go to the king for permission to do shit. The politics was running the church, and it still does. And then the king will okay certain things that could happen in the Bible. But the king didn't read and write all this shit. They couldn't read. That wasn't their thing, bro. Some kings later on, people started getting more educated with literature and yada, yada, yada. But thousands and thousands of years ago, kings wasn't reading and writing like that. They had other people doing that. So these people who was practicing Hermetic teachings, these people who understood astrology and psychology, and these artists and these poets, which poets were involved in making the Bible, they even got songs and poems in the Bible. They all came together under the same umbrella with the same intention, bro. To create the greatest story ever told. And they did that. They successfully did that shit. It's because they got so much truth in it. And I want y'all to see that. I love you. I'm gone.